What's goody? Yo, my people, what's good? What is good, man? It's been a minute, but I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to share some new knowledge, new information with you guys. I'm happy to do my best to share the truth and the word of the Most High, man. Hope y'all been okay. Hope y'all good. Hope y'all been good. And hey, man, it's summer outside. It's summer, baby. Go outside, get some sun, go to the beach, go walking in the park, go meet some people, Don't forget to go outside, man, instead of being in indoors all day. But look, yo, today I wanted to title this video one of two titles. Either "Do Not Let the Devil Distract You" or "The Pagan Chronicles." And that'll make sense by the end of the video. So a lot of the times throughout this life we find these little corners or pockets of society where we feel like we belong, right? And a lot of that has to do with religion, where we find some being who becomes the focus and the center of our spiritual energy, and we somehow convince ourselves that being is the provider of our peace and provider of our sanctity. And don't get me wrong, that's exactly how I feel about the Most High. And I love him more and more every day for what he's allowed me to know, man. Especially from what I've been through these past few months, man. Because let me tell you something, he will humble you, all right? He will put you through it. um, but I digress. So sometimes these religions lead us down these paths in which we walk blindly, and so because of that, it's easy to lose your way. It's easy to end up in something that is Luciferian or something that will lead you to the pit without knowing, and I'm just here to shed a light on anybody who is or who may know somebody who's following one of those paths. So this is going to be the aim of this series, and what I wanted to start with today was yoga. Yoga, the Indian meditation and stretching practices. I remember having this argument with this girl one day about me saying something like yoga opening your body's frequencies, and what those when you open those frequencies you become like a beacon, a beacon calling out for spirits, you know. And I've actually read like real accounts on the internet about people who've started having nightmares after practicing yoga. And I remember sharing that with some girl online over Twitter, of course. And then, of course, as things go, we got into it. She argued with me. Clearly, she was angry, and she talked about how these were the practices of her ancestors. Well, her ancestors were Luciferian. Um, and that's what I want to break down for you today. So, what is yoga? Or what is a yogi? Well, a yogi is anybody that practices yoga, to be honest. Um, Including a sannyasin or a practitioner of meditation in Indian religions. The feminine form, sometimes used in English, is yogini. So, yogi has since the 12th century also denoted members of the Nath Soda tradition of Hinduism, and in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, a practitioner of Tantra. In Hindu mythology, the god Shiva and the goddess Parvati are depicted as an emblematic yogi and yogini pair. I'm going to say that one more time. In Hindu mythology, the god Shiva and the goddess Parvati are depicted as an emblematic yogi and yogini pair. And what I really want to highlight to you is this: the god Shiva. And there's another text here that highlights Shiva being worshipped as the lord of yoga. And that's right here. Shiva. worshipped as the Lord of Yoga in later Hinduism. And that right there, that is how you know that this practice, this religion or whatever you want to call it, is pagan, is Luciferian or satanic. So let's get into a little bit of who this Shiva is, and I'm just going to give a brief description here. So Shiva, or the auspicious one, also known as Mahadeva. Please excuse me for my pronunciations. Known as Mahadeva, the great god, Ohara, is one of the principal deities of Hinduism. He is the supreme being in Shaivism, one of the major traditions within Hinduism. Shiva is known as the destroyer within the Trimurti and Hindu Trinity, which also includes Brahma and Vishnu. In the Shaivite tradition, Shiva is the supreme lord who creates, protects, and transforms the universe. In the goddess-oriented Shakta tradition, the supreme goddess Devi is regarded as the energy and the creative power of Shakti and the equal complementary partner of Shiva. Shiva is one of the five equivalent deities in Pankayatana Puja of the Shmarta tradition in Hinduism. Shiva has many aspects, benevolent as well as fearsome. In benevolent aspects, he is depicted as an omniscient yogi who lives an ascetic life on Mount Kailash, and as well as a householder with his wife Parvati and his two children, Ganesha and Kartikeya. In his fierce aspects, he is often depicted slaying demons. Shiva is also known as Adiyogi, the first yogi. You hear that, guys? The first yogi. So all of this yoga descended from him. All of the knowledge and whatever, in brackets, in quotes, wisdom or information concerning about yoga and these stretches and these arms and these practices, he is the origin of that. So he is regarded as the patron god of yoga, meditation, and the crescent moon. The holy river Ganga, flowing from his matted hair, the third eye on his forehead, the eye that turns everything in front of it into ashes when opened, the Trishula or trident, and I want you guys to remember this here, trident. He holds a trident, you know, and we'll get to that later. The Trishula or trident as his weapon, and the Damaru. He is usually worshipped in the aniconic form of lingam. Shiva has pre-Vedic roots, and the figure of Shiva evolved as an amalgamation of various older non-Vedic and Vedic deities, including the Rigvedic storm god Rudra, who may also have non-Vedic origins, into a single major deity. Shiva is a pan-Hindu deity revered widely by Hindus in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Indonesia, especially in Java and the Bali region. All right, so we go in a little bit further. So it says here that Shiva is a complex character who may represent goodness and benevolence, and he serves as a protector. Shiva is also associated with time, and in this capacity, he is both the destroyer and the creator of all things. Now, what is that? Shiva is also associated with time. Underline the word time. Now, fellas, which other god is associated with time? I'll wait. What about you in the back? Huh? Nah. What about you next to the window? What was that? Nah. Fellas, I might have spoken about this in another video. I'm not sure actually, but another god associated with time is Kronos. I remember that Kronos, the Greek Titan. All right, I want you guys to check this out too. Shiva is a primary Hindu god of fertility. He's also a god of poison, medicine, and kettle, also known as great ascetic. Now, I know I definitely spoke about this in a previous video concerning Prince concerning the Prince of England. Now, what other god is the god of fertility and the god of medicine at the same time? I'll wait. Nah, I'm kidding. Not this time. Osiris, guys. Osiris, the green god, the green man, god of the forest. He's also the god of fertility and medicine. So you see that connection right there? That connection, that connection does not come from nothing. That isn't just happenstance, you know? All these pagan religions, they are somehow well connected. They're just in different names and different forms because of the different tribes and the different people who venerate whatever god, which is actually the same being throughout all religions, and that is the devil. You know, the devil. You know, globalism isn't just a modern concept. Globalism has happened well many times over in the past, just at a slower rate, considering that they didn't have the technology that we did today. But tribes, people, they've already traveled the world. They've already intermingled with each other, and it is within that mingling and that interaction with each other and engagement where where the concept of Lucifer pours over onto many other religions. Now, I want to show you one more thing right here, and that's just various illustrations of Shiva as a figure. All right, so this is what pretty much what this god looks like. He's usually in this yoga pose, and he's usually painted blue. And the reason why he's painted blue is because he's dark skinned. You know, blue, the color blue and the color green is just a metaphor, it's symbolism, or it's code for a person being a black man or dark skinned. Now, I'm not saying that he was an he was he was a Negro, you know, um, but he was definitely dark skinned. You know, Indians, what we know as Indians in the scriptures are referred to as Elamites. Elamites, Elam. And those are the descendants of Elam, who was one of the sons of a descendant of Shem. So they're Shemitic people, and yeah, this is what they ventured off to believe in, into this being right here. And I want to highlight something that connects these religions even further. I want you guys to look at this. All right, all right. Look at this. Look at this. So many things going on here in terms of hidden hand gestures and symbolism, but I'm gonna only touch on a few of them. So one, he's got a serpent around his neck, and I'm sure you guys can see that. You see that little head coming out of his right shoulder that looks like a cobra. That's a serpent, and I spoke about this in my previous video. That serpent is Ouroboros, the encircling serpent. Another thing to look at is the trident in one of his right arms as well. That trident right there. Who who else carries a trident? What other god carries a trident? I'll wait. What about you in the corner on his phone? Yeah, I see you. What other god carries a trident? I'll help you out. You've got Neptune, you've got Poseidon, you've got Hades, you've got Pluto, and last but not least, you got the devil. It's the devil, baby. I know you've seen images of the devil carrying a pitchfork or a trident, same way as Poseidon does. The Greek gods are also pagan, by the way, but that's a whole other video. But yeah, this is connected, guys. This is connected. Um, there are triangles right here, downward facing triangles, which is symbolism for the mother goddess. And then last but not least, I want you guys to take a good look at this. Take a good look at this at this image. Look at the pose right here. Look at the pose right here. Oh, there's the Isis, the lunar crown, the Egyptian lunar crown that Isis adorns. That's more pagan symbology right there. But look at the pose right here. I'll even open another picture, another image that I'd like you guys to see. Nah, that's not the one. This the one right here. You see that he's got the cobra around his neck again. He's got the trident. And look at his hands. Look at his hands. You see that? That's the 666 hand gesture right there. That is the 666 hand gesture right there. And look at his hands as well, with the direction that they're facing. One is pointing up and one is pointing down, right? As the Luciferian mantra, as above, so below. And now that you've got that pose in your head, I want you to look at this. Look at that. You see that pose? It's the same pose. It is the exact same pose. I do not miss. I do not miss. Il Spectrum does not miss. This is the same being, people. This is the devil that they've um, constantly recreated and constantly rebirthed through different languages, through different cultures, through different nations across the world. This is one of the many masks of the devil. And you see his arms. One is pointing up, one is pointing down. And it's the same meditation pose. And that's exactly who this god is. Shiva is the devil. And I want you guys to remember and to know this moving on and share it with whoever is willingly practicing yoga. All right? That was, yeah, man. That was the heavy hit of this video. I just wanted to show you guys that. I just wanted to let you know that you guys should keep your eyes open. It's a lot going on in this world. It's a lot going on, and you have to be aware of the lies and the deceit and the devices of illusion meant to trick us, meant to guide us into the pit, and most importantly, meant to guide us away from the Most High. So you guys keep praying, keep being grateful, and keep being thankful for every single day that the Most High has given you. And keep fighting, man. Keep fighting. Every day is a fight. Every day is a struggle. Every day there are demons and spirits sent by the devil to pull us down and to try and hurt us and to try and slow us down. But you have to fight, man. You have to fight. You look the devil in his eyes with with courage and bravery, and you confront him, and you forsake him, you rebuke him, you reject him, and you deny him.